The Hiawatha Woodturning Club is an affiliate club of the American Association of Woodturners. Woodturning can be a dangerous endeavor. We encourage you to seek out training from experienced trainers, like those that can be found at an affiliate club of the American Association of Woodturners.
Yesterday, I went through my wood and I got this piece of kind of unusual wood here. I don't know if this is going to work, but I thought I might take a very different piece of wood and see what I can do with it. And I'm going to make that shape that I showed you.
You can see where you're at.
This is basically what I'm going to make, if I can. It's going to be a little bit different, of course, but the opening, the neck, the shoulder, the base. And this piece is not done, but everything is beginning to be, this is defined. The base is left thick on purpose because I have to bore it out. So I would bore this out and then finish the outside down toward the bottom here, where there's, after I hollow it out, because you need the meat of the wood there. So anyway, the hole was too small. I was going to use my single screw faceplate, which I have, but the hole I had drilled in this faceplate was 3/16 for my smaller faceplate, so I couldn't get it on here, so I fooled around with the chuck for a while, and then we came up with a 1/4 inch, so I was able to get it on here. Now, I used a Forstner bit here to create a point. I actually couldn't use this type of rest because it wouldn't go in there. So I had to have a pointed tailstock. Again, if the design exceeds the ability of your tools, you can't do it. And I couldn't do it with that type of center. So I brought mine. And the other thing, the hole here from the Forstner bit is just a little bit off center. So when I bring this in and tighten it up and turn it on, there's a little bit of an oscillation. But I can live with it. All right, I'm going to start from here, remove the wood toward the base. I think I lost more than I wanted there. Oh, that's just piece bark. Okay, there's not going to be any bark on this piece. Certainly this is an interrupted cut, so you have to go delicately. This is hard stuff. I turn the lathe off quite often to look at what I've got. You can see I'm getting the edge here. I'm a long ways away here, but it's coming. Let me try this one. Okay. Interrupted cuts take a lot of concentration. Okay, I've got the back side of this rounded. I got a saw cut here I don't like, but I think we'll be all right. I'm going to start. I've got the opening defined. Right there is the opening. Now I'm going to start defining the neck. Yeah. Ellsworth grind, whatever you want to call it. It's my preferred tool. I've got, a real sharp, small gouge, and I brought this. This is a fingernail too. It's just a smaller one. Not fingernail, but the Ellsworth. I really prefer it because the tool itself has more versatility than a regular gouge. You can do all kinds of things with this tool that you can't do with a regular gouge. Okay, I'm going to start defining the neck. Can you see in here? Don't think, yeah. You can't really see it. But there's about 1.25 inches that's going to be round here. I'm going to go to about 1.25 inches down here because there is that wood there. I haven't turned it so long, my hands are cramping. Should have noticed, I always try to, when I'm carving the outside of any piece, I always try to have the tailstock in there until I absolutely don't need it anymore. But always try to have it in there. I check off, and you can see I'm almost getting to a round in here for the neck. A little bit more, and I'll have it. Little bit more. All right, you see, just a little bit more. Got it. I'm going to go a little bit more, though. Huh? Same thing, Ellsworth grind. It's a 1/2 inch shaft instead of a 5/8. Little, more cuts less makes it easier. Okay, we got the neck. Now, at this point in time, right there is our shoulder. But I think I'm going to go, because of this here, I'm going to go with that original form like this here. So I'm going to take that as, I'm going to give myself a black line here. I'm going to take that as my shoulder. Somewhere around there. That eyeball's pretty good. Okay. Now we got to start forming the base. I misspoke there. The shoulder is going to be right around there. Man, it's wood hard. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is ironwood or not. It could be. I had a lot of ironwood. Ironwood is American hop hornbeam, but it's pretty much a maple. I think this might be ironwood. Still got a little flat there, so I'm going to have to take some more off. That's from a saw cut. The other thing you should practice is practice turning left-handed, too. Technique. Bad enough that you got to learn this one way, but then you got to switch hands and do it the other way. Still got a little flat. A little bit more. Right there. Just a little bit more. Once you take it off, you can't put it back on. That's one of the reasons why I stop the lathe so often. See how many bad marks I got in there. Oh, look at that one. That was the first one. Okay, gets a little smaller. Downhill's this way. Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of doing a scraping, shear scrape though. I'm not interested in at this point in time. I'm not interested in really getting a refined surface. I'm just removing wood. So I violate the rule too. You know. This is uphill. Okay. I've got the neck. I've got the rim blended to the neck. The neck's defined. And I've got from the neck to the shoulder defined. Now we go to the base. That's not very sharp. This one is. Often with these pieces, see this bottom is not all the way defined. I'll take more out of here, and this will be a lot smaller, but it's going to be basically the same. Have a wider base, it's going to cove up, but this area in here will be thinner, and this will be thinner too. But it's left this way so that I can go in and bore this thing out. And then at the end, I will further refine the form. And this is the same case here. Because if I go any more here, and I will go a little bit more, but it just isn't going to leave me enough to bore this thing out. Now I'm going downhill because I'm going to refine this form a little bit better than it is, and I'm going to do that by going downhill. It does make a difference. All you got to do is look at this piece and you'll see the difference. I'm going downhill. This way. And now this way. See what we got. Well, I think that's enough to sand. I've got some ridges in here I can probably clean up. I think that's ready for sanding. One more thing I do before we bore it, and we're not going to bore it today, that's another lesson. This is the hardest cut. This one takes a little concentration. Oh, I got audio, balcony. Never move the tool rest. Well, that was the last pass. I was aiming to go 1/8 of an inch. I was trying for 1/8 of an inch. I'm almost there, about 3/16. Probably would have taken another couple passes. I don't have any super glue, but glue that right back on there, and go for it. But anyway, this is the hardest part to do because this can happen. It's really delicate and really small cuts to get it done.
Why
But
don't you do that right in the beginning, Gary, before you remove that net when you made the net?
I could have done that. You know.
Still have to remove the tail stock though.
Yeah, but you don't need the tailstock at that point.
No, I can still put tailstock in with this one. I've never done it that way. That's the answer to the question. Never thought of it until you just brought it up. You know, we live and learn every single day. So anyway, defining the form, the opening, if you have a neck, if you have a shoulder, and the base. And again, this base is going to be a little bit smaller than here. And then I would go in and I would bore this out. I'm going to have to go with about a 3/8 hole here. Well, maybe 7/16. And I have a set of boring bars that are 3/8 shaft. So I'll bore this out by hand. I won't use laser or anything. Don't need to, it's so small. This will be a hole here, small. Or I could fill it, you know, turquoise or something. But basically sanding, and this here, you do not want, you have to sand this by hand once you're done with it. You do not want to go in there with any kind of power sander. The bigger ones, I will go in with a 2-inch 3M 2-inch disc and go in there and sand them out. But this one here would have to be done by hand. I would start out probably with 120, and is that plugging in my ear there? Yeah, that's good. 120 and go further than that. So that could be glued on. Anyway, that's basically how you carve a pleasing form, I guess. Except for breaking it off. Thank you.